If you were to do a quick Google search for what is the leading cause of death for young black males aged 15 to 24, homicide will show you it's the number one cause of death, and it's not even close. And what's more disturbing is when you look up the information in a little bit greater detail, it'll tell you that the homicide rate for young black males is over 20 times that of their young white male counterparts. I have another YNs Must Be Stopped. I told y'all I was going to do this new and more concentrated series on the crisis that we see in Black America of these YNs that are taking out each other. Seems to be at least maybe 2 to 3 per week in a city or neighborhood near you. This one happened in the end of January in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. I'm very familiar with that area. I used to go to Charlotte at least once a year for several years. I haven't been in a while, but there's a suburb called Gastonia, North Carolina, which is right outside of Charlotte to the west, off of I-85 in Gaston County. And these young males involved, there was a fight that broke out at the school prior to this execution of this young 16-year-old young brother, 16 years old, Zaquavius, I think Dawkins, Zaquavius Dawkins, I think was his name. He was a football player. He said he wanted to grow up and be a professional football player. Very sad story. And what's so shocking is the YN who took him out was crying and breaking down in the courtroom when he found out he wasn't getting no bond.
First at 5, a 16-year-old learns he will not be getting bail after being charged with murder. Sean Simpson is accused of killing 16-year-old Zaquavius Dawkins and also accused of trying to kill someone else Sunday night in Gastonia. Well, Simpson is now being charged under a law change which allows 16 and 17-year-olds to be charged as an adult in certain crimes. But that did not make things any easier for anyone involved today, as you just saw. As Derek Dellinger reports right now, the hearing only lasted a few minutes, but it was tough for both families.
The family of the victims, Zaquavius Dawkins, they were in court and they were quite emotional about what happened. You have to realize this is one of their first chances to see the teen accused of killing him. Sean Simpson came into Gaston County Court at points wiping away his tears as he stood before a judge. Just 16 years old, he's being charged with first-degree murder as an adult. That's as a result of a law change that went into effect in December, which allows teens his age to be charged as an adult in certain crimes. There was a realization that during this proceeding that the gravity was hitting him, a grand jury indictment that could come in the near future, and a moment that hit when a judge told him that he would not be seeing freedom anytime soon.
Court may impose a hold without bond. Court finds sufficient allegations to support the charges. Considering the relevant factors and the charges, he is ordered held without bond.
This moment is tough to watch, but it was something that Zaquavius Dawkins' family says they needed to be here for. Simpson accused of killing Dawkins Sunday night along Chester Street. Simpson also accused with attempted first-degree murder involving another victim. Dawkins' family says he was going to get medical supplies for his mother when he was killed. After Wednesday's court appearance, things were still raw for Dawkins' family.
It's affected everybody, even the neighborhood that he lives in. It affected everybody.
Her grandson overcoming health issues as a baby and eventually playing football at Ashbrook High School. In recent days, and even after court Wednesday, Dawkins' family could not help but tell us how kind he was.
He was sweet. He was kind. He would do anything for anybody.
Which has made this all the more tough. But there's a realization here from Dawkins' family that justice must come, even for a suspect that's so young.
He is really young, and he took an innocent life, which was a part of me. I felt bad, but I mean, you out here doing big boy things, and this is what's going to happen. You got to suffer the consequences.
Simpson's next court date is set for February, though we're told he could be indicted by a grand jury before then, but he will remain in jail given the charges. At the Gaston County Courthouse, Derek Dellinger, Queen City News.
So yeah, there you have it. That's the young male, Sean Simpson, 16 years old, just took his life and threw it down the drain. Took the life of another young male. So apparently a fight broke out at the school, like I said. And one of his friends was involved in the fight, the young man who was killed. So I guess he was shooting at both of them. He hit one person, and unfortunately, it was the young male who was on the football team. Like I said, homicide is the leading cause of death for black males aged 15 to 24. The homicide rate among black males in this age group is disproportionately high compared to other racial groups. The CDC reports that the firearm homicide rate among black males 10 to 24 was 20.6 times as high as white males in the same age range in 2019, and it had increased to 21.6 times higher in 2020. So, again, we knew this was a problem. This is nothing new. This has been going on for a long time. Broken homes, no father being present. The toxic culture that these young black males are growing up in. I believe this rap music, if that's what you want to call it, is also contributing to the degeneracy. Little does these young males know, these rappers that they listen to, NBA Youngboy and NLE Choppa and all these drill rappers talking all this murder, kill music they listening to, they not out there taking nobody out. They living in mansions. They feeding y'all this poison for y'all to, bob your head to and corrupt your spirit. But when you get locked up for taking the life of another young brother, they not finna come visit you. They're not finna come put no money on your books, but you help make them superstars. They don't even know your name. On January 26th, shortly before 6 p.m., 16-year-old Zaquavius Tank Dawkins was shot while walking on North Chester Street. When police arrived, Dawkins was found in a parking lot covered in blood with a gunshot wound to the right shoulder. According to an affidavit submitted by Officer J.R. Robinson, Dawkins was pronounced dead at the hospital. So a school fight broke out, and y'all got into an altercation, you and one of his homies or whatever. I don't know all the different beefs and cliques they roll. I don't know all the intricacies surrounding the situation. But if you look on the young man's left hand, there's a tattoo, and it looks like it could be a gang-affiliated tattoo, GTG. I don't know what that stands for. I'm not from Gastonia, North Carolina, but a lot of little local gangs exist in some of these cities and suburbs across cities down south and even in the Midwest. We know about the gangs like the Crips and the Bloods and the Vice Lords and stuff like that, but a lot of little local gangs have sprouted up over the years throughout some of these communities across the country, and that's probably what that tattoo is on his hand. I'm more than certain that that's a gang-affiliated tattoo. So these YNs, they in these little gangs, and I don't think they truly understand the magnitude of what they're doing. I don't think they understand that once you pull that trigger and take somebody's life, it's over with for you. And you saw him breaking down crying in the courtroom, and them police officers was picking him up like, don't be crying now, fool. And they just said on the news that North Carolina recently passed a law to where 16-year-olds will be tried as an adult for committing crimes such as murder. So you're a 16-year-old young male about to go to prison for life. And it's not going to be easy for you as a 16-year-old young male, because you're going to be considered fresh meat. They're going to destroy that little boy when he go to prison. He's still a boy at heart. He's being charged as a man, but he's still a boy at heart. And it's not just North Carolina. It's everywhere. I just did a story about a suburban gang in my neck of the woods down in Georgia that took out an innocent brother. So, like I said, man, it's tragic that these stories continue to happen. It's no outrage from the black community because we so used to it, and it wasn't a white person that did it. We only get mad when a white cop kills a black person, but when it's a black on black situation, we awfully silent. If we had the same outrage and wanted the same type of justice and wanted the same type of solutions when we do it to each other, it would stop, or it would be drastically less than what it is now. There's no reason for black people to make up 13.5% of the population, but over half of the homicide victims and half the perpetrators of homicide in this society. Masculine heterosexual black men of God are the only way out of this. I keep saying it. I'm going to continue to say it. I'm not going to say a whole lot more because there's going to be another story for me to do about another YN taking out another young black person probably tomorrow. Hate to say it, but that's just the world we live in. Y'all like, y'all share, y'all subscribe.